Hello students, welcome into the another session of CS02 Programming in C. As all of you knows that we are discussing about unit number 4 section number 2, that is structure. In our previous lecture we have gone through the definition of structure and learned how to initialize and declare the structure in programming in C. I would like to repeat that previous short description. So first of all, structure is little bit different than the array. It is more advanced than the array. Structure means it is a group of elements which contains different types with the same name. While in structure, it contains the definition, in array, it contains the definition. Array is a group of elements with the same name and same type. So this makes the difference between array and structure. Now, after the justification of this particular definition, we have learned that to declare the structure, a reserve keyword is used which is called as struct. The syntax of declaring the structure is struct, then structure name, then we have to give opening bracket with closing bracket semicolon, dummy name which identifies inside the void main statement with several members. This is the way of declaring a structure inside programming in C. Now, after discussing this particular syntax, we have written a one simple program in which it reads and print value from the structure members, and then we have written a program in which it manipulates the value of member which stores the value from void main statement. That program is right now open onto the screen. As you can see that here I declared a structure called test which contains the two member called A and B, where A is integer and B is float. T1 is the dummy name which represents the test structure into the void main statement. Then into the void main I have written few line of code where first 4 line reads the value from the console and stores inside the structure member, that is value of A and value of B, and then I am adding the value of first member with second member and I am printing same onto the screen using the message called addition of two number is %f t1.a plus t1.b, which adds the two value. This is the last program that we have done in our previous lecture. Now let's continue with further discussion. Now as we know that in our subject we have climbed up many steps, like first we learned that how to declare the variable, then we have learned that how to initialize variable with value, then we have learned that how to use decision making statement into the programming in C, then we have learned how to use looping control structure in programming in C, then we have started with the discussion of array. So now it's time to apply all that previous topics in our new concept which is called as structure. So right now I am using decision making statement into the structure. So what will be the definition of program? Write a program to find maximum of two value using structure, right? So the first change that I would like to do over here in structure member is I am declaring both variable as a integer variable. Once the declaration of these two variables are done into the void main statement, the lines that I have to write is printf enter your first value. On a very second line scanf %d and %t1.a, which access the member of test structure and the first variable that is called as A, and stores the value. Then on the next line, message is enter your second value. It reads the second value from the user through keyboard and store inside the second member value as a B. Then here I am writing if t1.a is greater than t1.b, opening and closing bracket, message is printf, maximum is percentage d, comma t1.a, that means the first value is maximum. If the condition is false, then it goes inside the second portion of the program in which I am writing printf maximum is percentage d, comma t1 dot b. That means if first value is not maximum, then the second value is maximum by default. Let's save this code, execute the program. As you can see that there are no syntactical errors, so we can go for executing the code. Let's enter the first value I am entering as a 3 and the second value is 7. So as far as the condition is mentioned, the condition becomes false, else part is executed and the output will be 7. So 7 is an output onto the screen. So that program is perfectly working. Let's debug the code for some another value. Say for example, here I am entering 9 and the second value is 2. Condition becomes true and the output is 9. So this is the way how can we use decision making statement into the structure. The main area of discussion for this particular program is in structure we can go for using decision making statement. આપણે આ પ્રોગ્રામની અંદર ડિસિઝન મેકિંગ સ્ટેટમેન્ટનો યુઝ કેવી રીતે અને ક્યાં કરવો એ મેઇન કન્સલ્ટ હતો, એના માટે આ પ્રોગ્રામ આપણે લખેલો છે. Let's see this particular program in Notepad for better visibility purpose. After writing the specific libraries, here I have declared the test as a structure with using keyword called struct. मैं struct નામના keyword થી test નામનું એક structure declare કર્યું. એની opening અને closing bracket માં સૌથી પહેલા એનું મેં dummy name આપ્યું t1, તમે કોઈ પણ આપી શકો, પછી semicolon લખ્યું. મેક્સિમમ ફાઇન્ડ આઉટ કરવા માટે બે વેલ્યુની એન્ટ્રી કરવી જરૂરી છે, એટલે અહીંયા બે મેમ્બર્સ ડિક્લેર કર્યા. એ બંને મેમ્બર્સની ડેટા ટાઈપ સેમ રાખેલી છે, અલગ રાખી શકો, આગળના એક્ઝામ્પલમાં આપણે જોયેલું છે. એટલે અહીંયા ફર્સ્ટ મેમ્બરની ડેટા ટાઈપ ઇન્ટીજર છે, સેકન્ડ મેમ્બરની ડેટા ટાઈપ પણ ઇન્ટીજર છે. એના પછી વોઇડ મેઇન સ્ટેટમેન્ટ આપેલું છે. ઓપનિંગ અને ક્લોઝિંગ બ્રેકેટની અંદર સૌથી પહેલું સ્ટેટમેન્ટ CLR છે, which clears the internal buffer of the system for storing the fresh output. એના પછી printf enter your first value, એક મેસેજ હશે, એક લેબલ હશે કે જે યુઝરને ઇન્ડિકેટ કરશે કે તમારી સૌથી પહેલી વેલ્યુ એન્ટર કરો, જે સ્કેનએફ સ્ટેટમેન્ટથી પહેલા મેમ્બરની અંદર સ્ટોર થશે. એવી જ રીતે printf enter your second value, which stores the second value inside the second member. Then the exact usage of decision making statement starts from this particular selected line. That is, if t1.a એટલે કે સ્ટ્રક્ચરના પહેલો મેમ્બર અને એની વેલ્યુ સ્ટ્રક્ચરના બીજા મેમ્બર કરતાં ગ્રેટર હોય. Here I have used relational operator called greater than. જો ગ્રેટર હોય, કન્ડિશન ટ્રુ હોય, તો ફર્સ્ટ વેલ્યુ જે છે એ મેક્સિમમ હશે અને બાય ચાન્સ આ કન્ડિશન કદાચ ફોલ્સ થાય તો એલ્સ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ એક્ઝિક્યુટ થશે, તો ઓબ્વિયસલી સેકન્ડ વેલ્યુ જે છે એ મેક્સિમમ હશે. હવે જેવો મેં આ પ્રોગ્રામ રન કર્યો હતો ત્યારે મને સૌથી પહેલો મેસેજ એવો આવ્યો હતો, એન્ટર યોર ફર્સ્ટ વેલ્યુ. સે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ એમાં મેં 9 આપ્યું હતું. જેવું એન્ટર આપશો એટલે સેકન્ડ મેસેજ આવશે, એન્ટર યોર સેકન્ડ વેલ્યુ. એમાં માનો કે મેં 3 આપ્યું હતું. જેવી આ બે એન્ટ્રી થાય એટલે આ કન્ડિશન જે છે એ મારા આ વેલ્યુ માટે ટ્રુ થતી હતી. એટલે આન્સર સ્ક્રીન ઉપર મેક્સિમમ ઇઝ 9 આ રીતનો આન્સર આવતો હતો. એટલે કે ઇફનો બ્લોક એક્ઝિક્યુટ થતો હતો. વેલ્યુને રિવર્સ કરીએ આપણે, એટલે કે અહીંયા 3 આપીએ, અહીંયા 9 આપીએ, તો આ જે ઇફની ડિસિઝન મેકિંગ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ, એટલે કે ઇફની અંદર જે કન્ડિશન મૂકેલી છે એ ફોલ્સ થશે, એલ્સ સ્ટેટમેન્ટ એક્ઝિક્યુટ થશે, that else print 9 onto the screen. So in this way we can use decision making statement in structure. So I hope you have a clear cut idea about that, how to declare the structure with initializing the value and how to use decision making statement in structure. Now let's go ahead. By simply modifying this particular program, we can have a example number 2. What I am doing is I am just converting from greater than into the less than. So it programs becomes a program of minimum. Let's check the code. 2 and 4. Minimum is 2 apart from these two. Let's interchange the value 4 and 2. Again the value is 2. So this program automatically converted from maximum to minimum. Now this was all about how to use a decision making statement in structure. We can also go for using looping control structure in structure. We can also go for looping control usage into the structure. So let's see how to use looping control structure in this particular concept. So for that what I am doing is I just want to print 1 to 5 number using for loop. The definition is write a program to print 1 to 5 number using for loop in structure. So for that here I am declaring a single member into the structure. Once the declaration is done, here I am giving the message enter your value. Then here I am writing for I is equals to 0, I less than equals to 5, I plus plus I less than equals to t1 dot a, I plus plus. For this here I have to declare a one local variable called I, which is only accessible into the void main statement. Even you can use this variable in structure also. Then into the for loop, here I have written printf %d comma I, and then get ch and program over. Let's see will it work or not. Enter your value. Say for example here I am entering 8. What it prints? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 onto the screen, starting from 0, because I have started I is equals to 0. So let me change from I is equals to 0 to 1, and let's rerun the code. Then let's have 10, 1 2 3 up to 10. For better visibility, here just I am adding printf /n, and then 10. What happens? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Each number is printed separately onto the screen. So this is all about how can we use for loop in structure. As you can see that here structure member is used called A, which is T1.A declared inside the test structure. Let's see this particular program in Notepad for better visibility. This is the code. Hash include stdio.h, hash include console input output.h. Then I have declared the structure called test, which contains the single member called A. Then I have given the dummy name of that particular structure called T1. Then there is a void main opening and closing bracket, integer I, CLR, SCR, printf enter your value, scanf %d and %t1.a, which reads and stores the value inside the structure member. Then for I is equals to 1, I less than equals to t1.a I plus plus, opening and closing bracket, which prints every time the fresh value of I by repeating the looping control structure called for loop. So it prints 1 to 10 number. Now by modifying this particular program, we can have an output of second code. So what I am modifying in this particular program? Simply here I am taking I is equals to t1.a, then I greater than equals to 0, I minus minus, and rest of the things I am keeping as it is. What it does, say for example here I am entering 10, then it prints 10 to 1, right? Here I have to write greater than equals to 1, and then again I am writing, then it prints what? 10 to 1. So what will be the definition? Write a program to print 10 to 1 number using for loop, where the member is declared inside the structure. So let's have this particular program into the notepad. Let me go inside the particular location. This is the code. Hash include stdio.h, console input output.h, structure test, opening and closing bracket with t1, contains integer a, void main, opening and closing bracket, where integer I, CLR, SCR, printf enter your value, scanf %d, t1.a, read and store the value inside the structure member called A. Then for reverse loop, I is equals to t1.a, that means it starts with 10, repeats up to 1, every time it reduces the value by 1, that means 10, then 9, then 8, then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Every time whenever it decreases the value, it prints the new value onto the new line using this /n statement. So this is the code using which we can have 10 to 1 number using for loop. Let's go for another program. Next program is what? Write a program to print square of 1 to n number using for loop in structure. So again, one modification I required in this particular program, I have to start my looping control structure with 1, then less than equals to t1.a, I plus plus. Every time I need to print a square of value called I, so I'm just writing printf %d I into I. Then I'm saving the program and executing the code. Here I will give only 3 values. That means 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, and 3 square is 9. So you can see that there are three outputs are there onto the screen, 1, 4 and 9. Now let's check the same code for larger values. So for that here I am giving 7. 7 into 7 is 49. This is the last one which gives an exact output onto the screen. So let's go inside the notepad section for better visibility. All these steps remain same of all previous program. Here I have just changed the conditional and initialization and increment decrement part of for loop. Once it is done, into the printf statement I have written printf percentage %d I into I, which gives the square of a particular number. So just note down this particular program for your journal purpose. Now same as I have used variable declaration into the structure, variable initialization into the structure, decision making statement into the structure, looping control structure into the structure, I can also go for array declaration in structure also. So in our next lecture we'll see how can we use array into the structure. I hope all of you got a clear cut idea about what I want to convey with all the students, that reusability of all previous topics we can do into the every new topics. So just practice yourself for the further programs that we have already done into the previous lecture in structure. Have a nice day. Thank you.